Fling, fling, fling in our maul.
This one is a fish, man.
He's telling her no. Listen to her. She's clearly telling her no. Oh, give me that baby. Give me that baby. She came to that window and peeked out and said, "Mommy." Oh, baby. Oh, honey pie.
Did somebody say the equation was coming?
Daddy?
I said this one.
Say blue cake? Cupcake?
I said this somebody.
Cupcake?
Okay, I'll get some.
You'll have your own cake, baby. It's up on your birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
What do you want? The biggest here. Is that biggest? It's a big oak right there. I would say that's probably over 100 years old.
Oh, you go. That'd be 200.
Yeah, it's big. But what we came for today was this hickory over here. And I'm gonna test my homemade maul on it. I think he got most of it, the guy. He left a little bit of it. There's some over there. And she said her neighbor, I think, got most of this. Hopefully that's even hickory. There's a little more here. Yeah, it looks like it. It's got those things on it. What they were calling pignuts. See there? Look at that. I'm really happy with how that turned out. That's awesome. My mom had given me that thing, and just the last time I was there picking my nephew up, some kind of little wood burner, and it worked great for that. Now, something that's gonna hold me up a little bit with this as a splitter, just until I fix it, is because what I did was I took about an inch off of the end here, so I had to grind it to a point. But see how there's a bump here on this side and on this side? What I need is for this to come straight down all the way, straight through here, like the Fiskars does, because that bump is gonna. At the tip, it doesn't need to be real thick, you know, at the tip. It needs to be to where kind of like this, if I was to take it off like that, straight. That's how I need it. Then this will split much better. But I want to go ahead and use it now. It's kind of like that. I'm trying to cover it up to about where it needs to be. Like that. See how it comes to a point there? That's about how it needs to be. Or even like that, you know. But where it's got those bumps there, that's going to make it a little harder for it to enter the wood. Got a wedge in it there, and then I've got a little metal one in it. It's that's awesome. I took quite a bit off back here. Yeah, that's something I've been wanting to try for a while, and this wood right here is some tough wood, so this will show a lot about it. I'm confident it's going to work good.
9 minutes and 12 seconds. For how long we've been cutting wood.
do like a thumbnail here. There are quite a few hickory around here. Now, this is a step up from oak hickory that I've done anyways. The one that I did before, I think, was the same kind. Pignut hickory, I think is what it's called. It's got those little nuts on it. Or little, whatever they are. I guess they're nuts because they call it pignut hickory. But this is some tough stuff. And as you can see, this is still green. And I'm gonna put my splitting axe through the test with this. Yep. She'll prove it, won't it? How do you think it'll do?
Pretty good.
All right, we're out here about to test this homemade splitting axe out on the on this pignut hickory here, which is going to be some tough splitting. And as I said before, that's where you see where your good splitting axes are, or your good mauls, you know, is in the tough woods. You don't really get to see that in as apparent anyways in the easier woods, because in the easier woods you can split them with just about any axe you want to. But when you get into these tougher woods like this pignut hickory here, then that's when you really see what your axe is made of as far as splitting goes. But this was an old maul that I had. As you can see, it's got a really good splitting profile. The only thing right now that I know is going to be somewhat of a problem is, as I mentioned earlier, it's the taper here on it. Where I cut some of the bit off down here at the end, the blade, it was square at the end, so I had to get my grinder and shape it into a point. But as you can see, it's still got a bumps here, so it's not going as straight as I'd like it to. And those bumps, what will happen is when this hits, it will hit those bumps and it'll make it harder to penetrate that wood to where it can split it. How I really want it eventually, now I plan to get my grinder and do this. See, like that, how it comes to more of a point like that. That's how I want it. That's how the Fiskars is. It just makes it easier to enter the wood, because that's the first thing you got to do is kind of just barely penetrate the wood, and then once you get in, the wedge does the work for you, and the force that you put behind that wedge. So it comes down to penetrating the wood, the wedge, and then the force behind it. That's to me, that's the three main things. Penetrating, which is, you know, it doesn't have to be a real sharp point. It doesn't. I don't like them real sharp, but it needs to be not this bump that you see here. It needs to be like this, more like that, to where it comes to a point. And that's how I plan to do. I've just got to take it off with my grinder, and I took a lot back off here too as well. And so I've made this into a splitting axe. And what I like about this too is this. See, this is a maul. So the maul handles are straight, and this is 36 inches. And I believe the reason that they made them like that, you know, most maul handles that I've seen are 36 inches and straight, is because that's just good for splitting. You get more momentum with the longer handle, you just do, as long as it's not too long to where you can't control it or swing it. But like a 36-inch handle compared to a 28-inch handle, there's a huge difference in the force that you can get with a 36-inch handle compared to a 26-inch handle. In my opinion, there just is. But my mom gave me a wood burner. Check out that, how good that turned out. I just wrote Bluegrass Outdoors, you know, and I put a cross here in between it. And that turned out really good. She gave me it last time I was at her place. I was picking my nephew up. He spends the night. If he sees this video, hey, Jasper. He commented the other day on one of my videos and said, good video or something like that. He has his own little YouTube channel. He's been on our videos before. My little nephew, Jasper. He's the only nephew I got. My brother. I've got one brother, younger brother, and it's his little boy, Jasper. I think he's going to be, is he going to be 8 or 9? He's going to be 9 in December. His birthday is December 12th, if I'm not mistaken, and my little boy's birthday is December 22nd, Camden's. So their birthdays are both in December. Camden's is really close to Christmas. I go this Thursday to do my permit test for the CDL. Lots of people don't know that you have to get a permit before you can go through the CDL program. And see, different programs are different, like different people that you work for, if they offer programs, I mean, different companies. Like the last one that I went into, that I was talking to, it was called Halver Lines. And when I contacted them again, they said that they just weren't doing my area anymore. I have no idea why. But now I'm talking to another company now, and they're called Roll, R-O-E-H-L or something like that, trucking. And so what they want you to do, I already did my physical and everything, but they want you to do, they want you to already have your permit. See, some of them will offer a program at their school to where they help you get your permit, but this one wants you to get that first and everything. And then once you get that, then you go to them. So I made an appointment for this Thursday to get that permit. And then after that, shortly after that, should be going on into the program. I know I've been talking about that for a while, but with the other company, it just didn't work out. And all while doing this, you know, trying to get this process done, I still have to work and provide for my family, you know. So I've been doing odd end stuff. I always do that anyways. I do more than just firewood. I put a fence in for a guy the other day. It was a decent sized job, and then he said his dad's wanting me to give him a quote. I was supposed to do that tomorrow. So anyways, though, I want to put this splitting axe to the test. That's what I call it, and, you know, because this is about the same weight probably as the Fiskars at this point around it. Maybe a little heavier, but it's close. And the handle, too, is 36 inches like the Fiskars, which I've explained many times. I love a 36-inch handle. For one, because when you're hitting angles, you don't have to bend over so far and reach for that wood. And then you just create more momentum with it as well. I just like a 36-inch handle myself. Everybody's different, though, you know. Not everybody's going to like a 36-inch handle. That all comes down to your preference. My taste buds aren't the same as your taste buds, you know. There are facts, and then there's opinions and preferences as well. So nothing wrong with having your own opinion and preferences. Some people may like a 28-inch a lot better. It may work for them a lot better. But for me, personally, a 36-inch is what I prefer and what I like. But anyways, we're going to get into this stuff. I'm even going to do it down the middle while I'm here. I got the butt of the tree over there, the hickory. It was hanging out of the ground still, and I cut it off, which is supposed to be the toughest part of the tree, if I'm not mistaken, the butt. And it's the butt of the hickory. It's not a real big hickory tree as far as girth. It's not. But it's tough wood, hickory is. At least the hickory I split was, you know. And I'm not sure that it was pignut hickory, to be honest with you. I haven't split a lot of hickory. Whatever it was extremely tough. I know we've got shagbark hickory around here, too. But it's very distinct, you know. This isn't shagbark hickory. I think, honestly, the one that I did before may have been shagbark hickory, and it was extremely tough. So if this is anything like that, I'm guessing this is going to be extremely tough. But for all I know, it may not. It may be much easier. But I'm not thinking so. It's hickory. It's a hardwood. It's really tough. This is the stuff that I've heard they use for axe handles. That's extremely good for axe handles because of the bending strength of it. But I'm about to go ahead and split it. Now, I don't have a whole lot of wood here, but I'm gonna test this axe out. I'm really wanting to do that. This is probably my favorite axe build I've ever done, honestly. This is my favorite one. I got this handle. It's a nice handle. I was able to, you know, burn that into it. The head I did myself, you know. I sanded it, or I grinded it down with my sander, the sanding disc on it. Put a wedge in it. I've got a metal wedge in there as well, as you see there. And then I took quite a bit off the pole, and then quite a bit off here at the blade too, you know, at the end here, the edge of the axe. I took quite a bit off on both, and that took quite a bit of grinding, honestly. But I'm really happy with it. The handle's comfortable. I had to sand this down after I burned it because when I ran my hand down it, I could feel it. So I got some sanding paper, sanded it. Now it's good. As I said, I've got a wedge in it, a wooden wedge and a metal wedge. Splayed out good. Got this 36-inch handle. Burn that into it, the Bluegrass Outdoors. Yep. And I knew it would. This hickory is tough stuff. But it's going. There we go. See there? Even though it's tough, oh yeah. Now I'm not exaggerating with this. This is tougher than white oak. Quite a bit tougher. Which, if you know anything about white oak, is saying a lot. Look at that flake. This thing is doing good. Yeah. Now listen, I'm gonna show you something. See the handle there, how it's not, this was already there. I did that with my vise actually. When I put this in my vise, I kind of put a little mark down there, put some leather in there. But what I want to show you is how this isn't going to be nicked up when I'm done. At least that's the plan. Stringy like oak is. Look how pretty that is though. Oh man, it's got a different smell to it too. I haven't split a whole lot of hickory, but it has a very distinct smell. Hickory does.
Stinky?
Not stinky, just It's definitely different. It's got its own unique smell. If you was to get your favorite double bit, or even a single bit that didn't have the right profile, and you come out and try to split this wood right here, because you've seen somebody else doing that in a wood like poplar, pine, fir, something like that.
What's fir?
Cherry even, or red oak. Woods that are fairly easy to split. And you got that same axe and you brought it to this wood right here, it would be a whole different day for you. I'm hitting this hard with this head, and it's still not splitting very easy. And these ain't very big rounds. This is some tough wood right here. As I said before, I've seen some guys doing sycamore and splitting in like 1 or 2 hits. It's because that sycamore is very seasoned. I've got a video of hitting a piece of sycamore, I think over 70 times, and it still wouldn't split.
I believe 75.
So just be careful if you go into buying an axe. It's usually pretty obvious. Look at the profile. If the profile isn't thick on it and doesn't look like a splitting profile, it's probably not a good splitting axe, especially if you've got tougher wood. Now, if you've got easier wood, you can probably get just about any kind of axe you want. You might be able to take your machete out there and split it.
Or maybe your katana.
Maybe. Stand to the side over there, Carter. Over there to the side.
Okay.
See, that's almost like white oak, the way it's holding together. See, that's all split. It's split, it's just holding together. I'll tell you one thing, this is working. This is working. And the one improvement I know I can make is to take this bump out right here. But it is working. See that hit angles with it? But see how I sent that round flying? Yeah. This bump needs to be taken off and it'll penetrate better. See, it still splits, but that bump is making it harder for this to penetrate. See what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it's
love
not
that
really
36
going
inch handle.
into it. Yeah, it's more mainly scooting it in it then.
Yeah.
Then.
I think we've got a knot. Yeah, we got a knot holding it, but that is split. See how the line was pretty accurate with it?
Yeah, let's come up and see. Yeah, got it right on the line.
All right, step to the side now, again, over that way.
Okay.
That way now. I'm gonna be swinging this way. About.
Dad,
What?
what's one of the easiest woods you've ever split in your entire life?
Poplar and black walnut. It's split.
It's just like white oak, isn't it?
It's worse than white oak. It's worse.
Yeah, definitely way worse.
And these aren't even very big rounds.
Yeah, you hit that piece of sycamore 75 times.
When you get into woods like this right here, it's a whole different game. Completely.
Oh, different
completely.
Story.
And I've had guys tell me that when they see me split certain woods. Believe me, I know I've split tough woods here in Kentucky. We have some tough woods here in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly what I've done is white oak, which is a pretty tough wood. It can actually be a really tough wood if you get the right pieces and the bigger chunks. It can be a really tough wood. And that's how I've split more than anything. But I've split hickory, I've split elm, I've split sycamore, I've split, some maple can be pretty tough if it's twisted. It can be actually pretty tough stuff. Here's the difference between that and the Fisker. See how the taper on this goes straight to a point? See, it's got a good point on the end. I don't keep this sharp, I don't, on the blade. But the point comes to a point to where it penetrates the wood. Now that maul right now, when it gets down here where I haven't taken the material, it's got bumps right here, which keeps it from penetrating as good. But other than that, the profiles are very similar. Go ahead and see how the Fisker does in this stuff.
Yeah, I think he's gonna sharpen that. Fisker's only like 1 or 2 times.
See, it penetrates better. Look at that.
Oh, wow. One hit. 2 hit.
And I can tell you right now the reason why is penetration. It's tough wood. See what I'm saying? Tough wood. This is very tough stuff.
Might have been a string that was holding it.
Yeah, this one's doing better for sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat Excalibur. But even it, you know, this is just tough wood. But you see, it's penetrating better, this is. This is penetrating better.
Dad.
And it's not sharp, it's just that the point comes to a point. The blade itself is not sharp. Some tough stuff. See? Get the right pieces of wood.
That's doing nuts.
Some tough stuff.
And a big knot.
Let's redo it. But we appreciate your watching as always, and soon, Lord willing, I'll be in a truck and maybe splitting firewood around the United States. Who knows what's the world's going to bring, honestly, right now. Anyways, we'll plan to see you on the next one, or I will. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know if Carter will be with me on the next one. I may be in a hotel, you know. But anyways, we appreciate you watching as always. Be safe and God bless.